Hey everybody, before we get into today's video, I just want to give a quick shout out, and I'm super proud to announce the brand new recycled Runabout R3 disc golf backpack from Berg's Disc Sports. This is a product we're super proud of. The recycled materials are going to help clean up our oceans and help sway the industry standard towards using recycled materials for all backpacks in disc golf moving forward. So please click the link in the description below if you're interested in getting one for yourself. Go ahead down to the Kickstarter. If you want to read up on it, we have tons of information in the post, and then there's also a 10-minute video here that you can learn all about our new product. Thank you for watching. Enjoy the video, subscribe, like the video, and take care.
What is up, disc golfers? Today on Iceberg TV, we just got a sweet box from Discmania. We've got the new S-Line FDs. I got this nice like aqua one. Then we got a nice dark blue one here. All these discs are max weight, by the way. And then we got the S-Line PDs. I'm curious to see how flippy or stable these are. Got an orange and a purple. And then I've got a black or a charcoal and then a white DD3. Everyone's hyping up these DD3s, but today I'm going to give you the most honest and true opinion, totally unbiased. But big thanks to Discmania for sending me all these discs. Really excited to try out the DD3. Everyone says everything here is flippy. So we're going to start off with a nice flat throw and see if we actually get any turn. We've got a left to right wind, so if it turns, it's probably going to carry a bit longer than normal. But yeah, we'll start our way up from the bottom. We'll start with the FDs here. So we'll go with the old Aqua Boy, and then we'll go with the dark blue, and then we'll go up to the PD, and then the DD3. All right, the aqua one seemed way more stable than the dark blue one. The dark blue one held a nice turn and really drifted. More of that true FD flight you're looking for. That aqua one seemed way more stable to me, but we'll do a little bit more testing. Now let's check out the PDs. The profile on all these is pretty similar. They're just nice and stiff, little soft in the middle, with a slight dome. The FDs were quite similar as far as that profile goes. I'm going to throw these nice and flat. We'll go orange and then purple. All right, a nice good pump, flat, held the turn for a while. That left to right wind is kind of helping it stay over a little longer than it normally would. But I really like that nice little mid-flight glide. That's what you really want out of a 10-speed. You want something that's going to carry before it dumps. In my mind, that's the whole point of like that 9 to 11 speed. It's that forward carry, so you get that little bit of distance of a distance driver, but that nice straight controllability. And we'll go with the purple one, but I really like the orange one. All right, the purple one, way more stable, super stable compared to the orange. The orange one really held the turn. That purple one just wanted to fight out almost instantly. So there's gonna be a big variation in the different colors here. I haven't seen anybody throw the black or the white, so I have no idea how these are gonna fly. We'll go with the black one first. Same thing, nice and flat. Okay, the height might actually be real on these. That was an absolute crusher. Huge mid-flight turn, but then integrity to come back at the end. That's like the ultimate distance driver flight. That good, controllable mid-flight turn, but then reliable stability at the end. That one was a touch nose up, but those guys absolutely bomb. We're gonna go grab everything and throw it back. I'll see you on the other side of the field. This black DD3 went so far. This thing bombed like 50 feet farther than everything else. We're gonna go back to the FDs. We'll throw the stable FD and then the flippy FD. we're now kind of throwing back this way into a slight headwind right to left, kind of a cross coming this way. So if they are on the flippier side with this kind of wind, if they get turned over, that wind's gonna kind of get the top of it. If it's not stable enough, it'll just get pushed down. So I'm really gonna pump them nice and flat again and see sort of how they perform in this type of crosswind. This one is more stable, so I'm gonna pump it super hard and flat. Definitely held up to that headwind. This one is the flippier one. We'll probably just try the same kind of thing. I'm just gonna put a little more height on it, give it some room to turn. Just a huge, kind of holds that big turn. All right, now we'll go with the PDs here. This orange PD was a little straighter. We're gonna hopefully get that same turn out of it. The wind's really picking up into that pretty strong headwind right to left. So we're gonna see how the stability holds up. When you throw a PD, you want it to be stable. You don't want it to be flippy. So let's see how it can hold up to a headwind, because that's what most players will reach for, the PD. Nice and overstable. That's what you want. That was a good pump too, good rip. So far I'm pretty impressed with these discs. We'll go with the two DD3s. These are the ones I'm most excited about. These things absolutely crush. Got over on it a little bit. So we've got a stiff headwind here. Kind of what I was talking about before. It got turned over, the wind just kind of pushed it down. We're gonna try and give this one a little more height, let it turn. All right, so these DD3s aren't super stable. When you want something super stable, definitely go with the C-line. I'm gonna go to a course and test these out on the course, but I just wanted to get out in the field and sort of show you guys what they were like.
All right, guys, so this is going to be the following day. I met up with Team Discmania player Rivas Marcons Craig. He is a pro player for Discmania, and he currently is in the Charlotte area, so I hit him up, we linked up, and he just got his hands on the new S-Line stuff as well. So we were happy to get out here to Nevin Park, where they had the Disc Golf Pro Tour finale, to really give these discs, you know, a full and true test. All of these first throws are with the S-Line FDs. They seem to get a really nice mid-flight turn, especially when you throw them quite hard. And I think that the pro players on the Discmania team, especially the ones on tour, are really going to enjoy these FDs for hyzer flip shots in the woods, big turnovers, and they don't have super stability. As you can see here, I'm just laying on it hard and flat and getting a nice huge turn, but there is that little bit of a dependable fade at the end. So there's still nice integrity there, but it's definitely shapeable. Rivas throws here a really nice standstill. He was just pretty much parked under the basket with that shot. And then I tested on the forehand here. This is one of the hardest holes in the course, and I was able to navigate that really straight fairway with a little bit of a turnover forehand. So for backhand and for forehand shots, you can rely on some really nice shot shaping. Rivas just absolutely pumping it up the gap here. And yeah, this FD, you can see I put a little too much power here and it really flipped up and went a bit too straight. I put it on hyzer and it pretty much carried straight. So this disc will work for hyzer flips, for turnovers, and you can get really reliable and fun shot shaping. So in the woods, this is an absolute must-have disc. And then we have Rivas throwing it off this huge downhill shot, hole 18 at Nevin. Absolute monster drive. Let's move into the PD. Now for the S-Line PD, we found that when you threw it really hard on hyzer, just like when I was testing in the field, it would actually flip up slightly, as you can see from Rivas here. He pumped it pretty hard and on a slight hyzer and actually flipped up and carried way straighter than he wanted it to. And then we can see he kind of throws it on this hole, and he throws it with a bit of ante, and it actually flexes out a little more as expected. So I think that had to do with throwing on a downhill slope versus an uphill slope. You can see I throw it on a nice crisp forehand here, getting a good reliable fade. Overall, the PD is something that I need to spend more time figuring out, but it seems to be something that's just a nice stable utility driver. I liked it more in open fields than I did in the woods. Let's move into the DD3. So when it comes to the S-Line DD3, I was finding that I got a really nice mid-flight turn, and it really finds its way to the mid-flight turn very early in the flight. And this is really advantageous when it comes to distance, because as long as the disc is holding turn, it's losing speed a lot slower than when it's fading. Once the disc fades and the nose goes up, you're basically rapidly losing speed faster than any other point in the flight. So you can have a nice distance driver that has that good mid-flight turn. You're gonna get big distance. And you can see I'm not the hardest thrower. I just pump it on a very slight hyzer, maybe flat, and I get that nice mid-flight turn. It was gonna be a good throw, but then it hit the base of that tree. And you can see Rivas was getting really nice clean rips on it and getting that really good shot shaping. So you're getting that distance, and you can see it wants to pop up and turn a little bit, but still has a dependable fade at the end. Again, he hits another tree. That's just the story of playing Nevin. But I really like this disc on forehand lines. I can put it with a lot of power, maybe a little nose up, and it's gonna pop up and go straight. Or if I wanna get a good bit of turn, I can throw it nice and flat, and it's going to get a mid-flight turn. We can see Rivas pumping a nice hyzer on the par 4 here. And it just holds the hyzer the whole way down, skipping right up the fairway, getting him into birdie position on the tough par 4. You can see I also throw on hyzer here, and it just flips up and wants to go a bit too straight, and I wind up just hitting the trees. So that's sort of the balance you need to figure out with the S-Line DD3. But I put it with a little more height flat and really just trust the turn and let the disc do what it's meant to do, and that's just go far. And that's exactly what it did. You can just put it on a touch of ante with a little bit of height, and you're gonna get that nice mid-flight turn. It looks like Rivas's DD3 is a little bit more stable than mine. So the white ones, I would say a little flippier. And then the black one here was quite overstable. We tested that one as well. You can see trusts it on a good ante and just gets a nice, good distance line. Anyway, let's wrap up the video. Alright guys, so that was all my thoughts on all the new S-Line stuff from Discmania. I think the FD and the DD3 are both winners. The shot shaping capabilities of the FD make it super fun to throw. The DD3 goes really far with relative ease, so that makes it a really fun disc to throw as well. As far as the PD goes, I think it's a little bit underwhelming. I think the PD definitely needs to be a little bit more overstable. If I was having it hyzer flip and turn over, then I think pro players probably on Team Discmania won't be using it, because if they want that shot shape, they would just throw something else that's meant to be flippy. If the disc is a 0 turn with a 3 fade, you don't expect it to hyzer flip, and you certainly don't expect it to turn when thrown on hyzer or on flat. It should just, you know, flex super hard when thrown on ante and stay on hyzer when thrown on hyzer. So I think the PD is a little bit underwhelming in the S-Line plastic, but as far as the FD and the DD3 goes, they're extremely great and extremely fun to throw. But I think the pros will definitely be looking towards the C-Line PDs for that a little bit added stability. But I'd love to hear your guys' thoughts and comments down below. You're watching Iceberg TV. Please like the video and take care.